All right, guys, so this is me redoing that video that I did of Bill Burr doing his SNL monologue because the recording kind of messed up as far as me having it on microphone. But I just want to have my say about this. Bill Burr is one of those comedians that a lot of people have said that he's one of these non-PC comedians. He's a non-social justice warrior comedian. He does all subject matters. He makes fun of everybody, etc., etc., and all that BS. You guys know that that's entirely BS. Let's keep it real. All these comedians that people are cheering on, or they label themselves as pushing the boundaries, like Shane Gillis. What a piece of garbage he is. Piece of garbage, not because he makes jokes about racial jokes, but because he makes jokes about just certain groups, which is pretty much bullying. If you're gonna do jokes about certain groups and then not others, like the negative, racist, down and dirty, filthy jokes about certain groups and not others, you're not non-PC, man. You're worse than a PC person. You're worse than a PC comedian. You're worse than a PC entertainer. But that being said, let me just go and go down the lines of the joke. So Bill Burr starts off his skit, his monologue with the whole COVID, people who wear masks versus people who don't wear masks. Apparently he is a masker. He's with people who are wearing masks, etc., etc. I don't really care which way. If you wear a mask, you don't wear a mask, and that's whatever. But I would just like to say that if he was gonna make a joke against, and this is his joke was anti-masker. All right, if you're gonna do that, then probably should put out the statistics on the amount of people who have actually died from COVID. Number of people who have died from COVID is very, very low, probably in the same area as people who have died from the flu. My personal thought on the whole COVID thing, a lot of it is just drummed up propaganda. But moving on to the second joke, Rick Moranis' joke. He goes and says, "Oh, Rick Moranis gets knocked out. New York is back. It's no longer Disneyland." All right, here. Let me just break down that joke for you guys. All right, of why he is such a wuss. All right, the guy who knocked him out. Guess what race he is? The guy is black. Guess what race he is? The guy is black. All right, does not mention the race of the person who knocked him out. Does not mention that these. Almost every single type of these incidents where some old lady gets knocked out, doesn't even bring that up. Kid getting shot up, doesn't bring that up. Black kid getting shot up, he doesn't bring that up. Old people getting knocked out, white people getting knocked out, all these kind of people getting knocked out, doesn't bring that up, that they're black, or the perpetrators are black. He does not bring that up. Instead, what he does is he's like, "Oh, listen, you can't put an M&M store in Times Square. Like people can't put an M&M store in Times Square, buddy. I mean, now you're going after hardworking people, businesses that you're going after businesses. All right, you're going after productive parts of society. Now, I'm not. Look. A lot of these, the whole entire riots was, BLM, Black Lives Matter. It was, and he doesn't bring any of that stuff up. Doesn't even mention the race of the person. Doesn't even go and mention any of that stuff. But where does he put the blame on? He goes and says, "Oh, you can't put an M&M store," meaning, F the businesses, F hardworking people, F people who need a job, who work at these places. Essentially, he's actually rooting for the dude who punched Rick Moranis out, is what he's saying. I mean, if you think about that joke of where he's laying the blame for that, that's where he's laying the blame. All right. Just weak garbage. I know your wife is black, buddy, but still, don't, put yourself out there as some non-PC, non-SJW dude and do that kind of, and make jokes like that, man. You should be able to go, so, this black dude, these black dudes are running wild in the streets. knocking Rick Moranis out, knocking white people out, or knocking, old ladies out. He's such a wuss. Don't even mention the race of the dude who did it. All right, so moving on. Moving on. His next joke is pretty much about white women taking over the victimization play. Is it just like Bill Burr? When was the last time you saw a white woman knock out one of you white dudes? Right? Burning down stores, rioting, looting, stealing, murdering somebody. Like when was the last time you saw that happen, Bill Burr? Come on, man. And then he's flipping the script, putting the blame on white women. The whole last 4 months was essentially about black people supporting some dude who spent 5 years in jail for assault, putting a gun to a pregnant woman's belly, attempted murder of 2 people, an infant and a mother, and some dude who has a record, who slept in his car, who has a record, another dude who sexually assaulted somebody. Come on, man, come on. This is you're supposed to be a non-PC comedian, dude. All these people supporting you, giving you a hand, supporting you. Your audience are a bunch of retards. And on top of that, he's like, well, all these white women who get it on with black dudes, who blamed them in the past or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, have you seen the rape statistics, Bill Burr? Have you seen the rape statistics of black dudes who have raped white women? Have you seen those rape statistics? All right, so right away, who he's putting, the whole entire blame. He's putting the blame, he's against hardworking people. He's against women. He's against women. All right. Okay, moving on to the next joke that he does. All right, gay people. He goes on a riff about gay pride, All right, so he's going on a riff against gay people, gay pride, etc., etc. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so he goes, gay people haven't been enslaved. He's never been enslaved. I'm thinking to myself, they've been oppressed since the beginning of time, bro. Enslaved. Black people have been enslaved for maybe, a couple 100 years. The gays been oppressed since the beginning of time. And as a matter of fact, they're still oppressed since you're okay with doing jokes against them. You're not okay with doing jokes against black people. Apparently you don't touch those negative stereotypes of black people. You don't say, you don't bring up those 70 IQ blacks. You don't bring up the blacks who rape, murder, all these crimes you see on TV. You don't bring those up. You don't bring up the fact that 50% of black women got herpes, which means 50% of black people got herpes. You don't bring up the whole Israeli-Palestinian thing. You don't go after the Jews. You know where the boundaries are. I mean, let's keep it real. You know where the boundaries are. But bring this back to my point. Gay people have been pretty much oppressed since the beginning of time. You can't compare gay people and being oppressed from the beginning of time to what's been 200 years of slavery. That's not. And on top of that, he goes, oh, you know what? You get a better month than you've been with your black wife a bit too long, bro. You might as well be a black talking head at this point. You've been with your black chick way too long, man. I mean, you're not non-PC. You're not non-PC, man. I watch reaction videos from on YouTube on you and a couple of black people going, this is Bill Burr going racial. I'm like, that is the weakest thing. And he does the kind of black jokes he does are pretty much positive positive and neutral stereotypes. They're not racist. They're positive and neutral stereotypes. All right? People beg for positive stereotypes. They love positive stereotypes. Neutral stereotypes, they're neither positive nor negative. They're just funny sometimes. These are racial jokes, but not racist jokes, okay? Now, I don't know whether Bill Burr does jokes about other groups of people like Asian Americans, hardworking Asian Americans, hardworking Latino Americans, hardworking Indian Americans, etc., Muslim Americans, etc., etc. But I bet you, you know, if I go in on this dude, I bet you he probably does like downright negative racist joke, considering what he says about women and gays. I bet he does like really negative racist, down low racist jokes on every other group, but he knows the groups that he ain't touching. All right. Apparently somebody should have told Shane Gillis. Somebody should have told Shane Gillis to not do jokes on the Jews, because, you know, apparently he's from a small town, and he's like, I can do jokes on these Asian people, Asian Americans, Asian people. I can do jokes on the Latinos. I can do jokes on the Muslim. I can get away with it. But apparently, when you're in New York and you're in media or Hollywood or whatever, doing racist jokes on the Jews gonna get you fired. He didn't know that, but Bill Burr knows that. Bill Burr knows that. All right. And so do all these dudes who come out and tell you, yo, I'm a non-PC kind of guy. I'm a non-SJW kind of guy. You're a bull crap artist. You're a bull crap artist. All you people who support them, you guys are bull crap artists. Think about that.